All right, so this video is going to be about writing and solving an algebraic equation based on a real world word problem. So, Jaden is purchasing new uniform pants and shirts for the upcoming school year. He buys P pairs of pants at $32 each. He buys 3 shirts that each cost $14. Jaden spends a total of $106. A, write an equation that represents the scenario, and B, solve your equation to show how many pairs of pants Jaden bought. So when we're breaking down a problem like this, we want to highlight the important information. So we know that he buys P pairs of pants at $32 each. So each pair of pants is going to cost $32. He buys exactly 3 shirts that each cost $14. And he spends a total of $106. And our job is to first write an equation that represents the scenario. So we see that word write, we know, okay, we're not going to have to solve anything. We just have to set up a sentence, make an equation, and then we're going to solve it. So when we're thinking about this problem, we want to think, okay, what do I know? Well, I know that altogether he spent $106. So everything's going to equal $106. We know that he bought P pairs of pants. So we don't know how many pairs of pants he bought, but each one costs $32. So if I think, okay, each pair of pants is $32. If I buy 1 pair of pants, that's $32. If I buy 2 pairs of pants, that's 32 plus 32, or more easily 32 times 2, which is $64. If I buy 3 pairs of pants, that's 32 times 3. So all I need to do to very quickly work with the number of pants that I don't know and the amount of money is multiply. So I do 32p. And then on top of that, he buys 3 shirts that each cost $14. So we don't want to add those 2 numbers because that doesn't tell us how much he spent on the shirts. We're going to multiply 3 times 14 or add 14 3 times to get the amount that he spent on the shirts. So I'm going to add that 3 times 14. So I can do this over here. So you can use a calculator for this, but we can talk about what that looks like. 3 times 4 is 12. I carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 42. Or I could be like, okay, 1 shirt, 2 shirts, 3 shirts. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. So I end up with 42 either way. So both of these are the same number. We're going to put them here. So now I have my equation. And now my part B, so I'm done with part A. Part A is 32p plus 42 equals 106. So I'm good. Now I need to look at part B. Part B says to solve the equation. So now my job is to actually take this equation, solve it out, and put my solution down to show how many pairs of pants Jaden bought. So now I just have to start with the equation. So I got 32p plus 42 equals 106. So I just want to remember my steps for solving algebraic equations. So if I'm thinking properly and thinking back to what I've learned, I know that when I'm solving equations, I have to work with the parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And when we're solving algebra, we go from the reverse order and we undo everything. So I'm going to start by undoing any additions or subtractions. I also start by making a line down the equal sign so I can keep everything balanced, because whatever I do to one side of the equation, I need to do to the other. So I see I'm adding 42. So I'm going to reverse that by subtracting 42 from both sides. And when I subtract 42 from 42, it cancels out because it's 0. I don't need to worry about it. When I subtract 42 from 106, I get 64. So now I'm going to bring down my 32p. So 32p equals 64. My last step is to, again, we're still trying to solve for the value of p. So we see, okay, 32 was multiplying p. And we talked about earlier when we wrote the equation how they're multiplying. How do I get rid of multiplying? By dividing. Remember that dividing looks like a fraction. I'm going to divide both sides by 32. And I end up with p equals, when I divide 64 by 32, I get 2. Now, that's my solution to my equation. But if I say how many pairs of pants did Jaden buy and I say p equals 2, that's not a solution that makes sense. I need to take that real world example and actually turn it into a sentence. So how many pairs of pants did Jaden buy? Jaden bought 2 pairs of pants. So I'm going to turn that into a sentence as my solution. Jaden bought 2 pairs of pants. And you can see that I took that initial statement and kind of turned it inside out to and restated it in order to give the solution to my problem here. And I want to indicate that this is my solution. And then I'm done. I have written an algebraic equation based on a word problem, and I've solved it.